Did you know that 55% of people who practice yoga have never even been to a studio? That's why we started My Yoga Pal. Did you know that people who practice yoga are 20% more likely to have a positive self-image? What that tells me is that yoga makes you feel better. So, no matter what you're going through, yoga is a solution. You might have kids that you're shuttling around from place to place. You might have stress from your job, or maybe with your partner. Maybe you're in school and you have exams coming up. Life can throw some curveballs at us, and yoga is a wonderful way to even the playing field, to give you the tools that you need to show up for life. In my experience, there are 3 top reasons why people don't practice yoga. First, they don't know where to start. They don't know how to do it. Second, they feel out of place if they go into a yoga studio because everybody else seems like they know what's going on. And this third one I hear over and over: I can't practice yoga. I'm not flexible. When I first started yoga, I felt out of place and I was unflexible and I did not know what I was doing. But there was something about the feeling that I got when I practiced, especially when I got to Shavasana. And it was such a relief that I knew there was something about it that even though I couldn't do it the right way, I didn't think, I needed to still go. So I kept going. And the thing with yoga is that it's a practice. When you keep showing up and you keep doing it, it gets better. It gets easier, but it's never about the pose. And I think a lot of people get confused about that. So just forget about doing perfect poses or perfect breathing or really perfect anything, because it's all practice. Take perfection out of the equation. A couple of weeks ago, I got a message from Patrick. Now, Patrick left a message on My Yoga Pal that said he was just celebrating his 100th day of practicing. He started with the 30-day beginners program, and now he was up to day 70 in the 90-day Thrive program. He said, I have never felt so great. I've lost 42 pounds. I have so much energy, and this is the best thing that I have ever done for myself. And he said, thank you. And I say, Patrick, you are doing great work. I got another message from Sonia, and she was on, I think, day 80-something, 83 in the Thrive program. She said, I cannot believe that I made it this far. When I first started, I felt so awkward and my body felt just like heavy and uncomfortable. And now I feel so much stronger, and I feel when I move through the poses, I feel graceful. And she said that she never thought that she would be able to do what she's doing with her body. But more so, she said she just feels more confident in herself. So when she's going through her regular day-to-day things, she just kind of stands up a little bit taller and feels really good in her body. And that's another thing that the yoga gives you. Now, the reason that our programs are so effective, I've sequenced them in a way that just makes sense in your body. Different days, you'll focus on different areas of the body. And during the Thrive and the Shine programs, I've put together just the right amount of repetition and variety, which is awesome because you will see your results so quickly. Because you'll see some of the same classes a few times, and the first time you go through might be like, oh, this is crazy, I'll never be able to do this. And then you'll do it a couple more times. I got a message from Deanna. She said, I flew today in her arm balance. She was super excited. In fact, she was so excited, she started to cry because It just felt so good in her body. And then she realized how silly it was. Well, how silly she felt that she was crying, and she started to laugh. And then she started to laugh so hard that she started to cry again. And that's another thing with your yoga practice. So many things get stored in your body, you don't even know what they are. The issues are in the tissues. And when you practice, these things that your conscious mind are not even aware of get released from your body. So you might end up crying on your mat for a reason that you don't know, but it was a release that you need. And it's a wonderful feeling. And then the programs are for beginners, and advanced beginners to intermediate is our 90-day Thrive program. And our newest 90-day program is called Shine, and that is really geared more toward advanced yogis. I sequenced each class to a peak pose, and it takes a while to warm up to that peak pose, so the classes are about 60 minutes each. I have an alignment course if you're newer to yoga or you just want to make sure you're practicing properly. Take that course. Also, on my Yoga Pal, I've created some guided meditations. There will be days where moving through a vigorous yoga practice just won't make sense in your body. And that's part of yoga, is being able to know that, you know what, today I just don't have the energy for that. So do a guided meditation. It's still showing up. And showing up is what's important. That is how the transformations occur. I have a 7-day chakra course, 7 videos, one for each chakra. If you're not sure what chakras are, they're wheels of energy within the body. So the idea is that sometimes they can get blocked if the body is holding on to things or just energy is not flowing freely. So these videos will help to get anything unstuck that could be stuck. And the coolest thing, well, there are a lot of cool things. It's hard to say what the coolest is, but we have a community that you can connect with. You can introduce yourself, and I highly encourage you to introduce yourself and comment on other people's introductions. That's how community is built. These are wonderful, like-minded people. Every evening, I also highly encourage you to go to Gratitude Corner. Gratitude Corner is a place where you can just write down 3 things that you're grateful for from that day. Now, there are tons of studies about this, so I'm not making it up. But people who practice gratitude, like actively practice, like for example, writing 3 things down a day, feel happier than those who don't. They feel more joy. They experience less stress. Another thing that you will have access to is the My Yoga Pal monthly perk. Now, these are special classes and videos that I'm making that will be available for a limited time only. So, for example, I have one every month. One is from a teacher training. One is going to be restorative yoga, yoga nidra, things like that, advanced techniques, beginning techniques. But the thing about our extra perks is that they are only available for a limited time. But once a perk is gone, if someone doesn't join, then that perk is gone forever. So many things for you at My Yoga Pal. I want you to join because I want you to do something for you. I'm sure if you're anything like me, you take care of everybody else a lot, and you feel like there's just not enough time to take care of yourself. I know I feel that way, but your health is so important, and if you don't take care of it, I promise you, you won't be able to take care of anybody else either. So yes, it might feel a little bit selfish to take that 20 minutes on your mat, or 30 minutes, or even a full hour. But you know what? It's the least selfish thing that you can do. Because when you recharge your batteries, you can be available and ready to help somebody else. If you're a mom, you know, mom's work never done. You must recharge your batteries because you'll just be going and going. And dads too. Don't want to leave the dads out. You know, moms, you know what I'm talking about. as Duke's giving me a funny look from behind the camera. He does a lot. So join my Yoga Pal today and you will not be disappointed. I want to hear about your progress. Click that button and I will see you on the mat.